Hello, welcome to week 5. The topic today is when. W-H-E-N. When. If you did your homework from last week, make sure you look over the various points, and if you've done them, then you're ready to move on. In our classes so far, we have learned the pointer finger, pronouns, the closed 5 hand means possessive pronouns. We have learned about positive and negative head shake and the importance of that. We have learned the ABCs. We have learned who, what, where, and the corresponding vocabulary. We learned about Edna mode and advocacy. We learned about superhero teamwork. We learned about WH facial grammar, yes, no facial grammar. We learned about topic and comment sentence structure, and we learned about Laurent Claire. Are you ready to learn some more? Let's review vocabulary from past lessons. Hands, eyes, mouth, ears. You, me. He, she, it. We, they. Dad, mom. Boy, girl. Brother, sister. Kids, child. Children, adults, adult. My turn, your turn. Mine, name. How, sign or sign. I love you. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Who, what, box, ball, car, doll, book, food, candy, cookie, bike, clothes, shoes, like, want, have, need, yes, no, not, don't want, don't like, where, from, here, there, go, or go, stay, inside, outside, home, house, room, basement, farm, church, store, school, library. Now let's discuss the concept of time. For the future, the present, and the past. Now we will learn about when in the concept of time. Right now, now. Later or later. Past, future, will, finish, not yet. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, day, time, for, morning, noon, afternoon, night. You'll notice there are some signs have a pattern with time. Now means right now, right here. Later, you can see it moves forward, like in the future. The future goes forward later. Past goes backward, past. So as yesterday is in the back. Tomorrow is in the future, goes forward. That concept. When you sign, you can think that the future is ahead. And with time, morning, noon, afternoon, night are related to the sun. The sun's rising and setting. The sun rises in the morning. At noon, it's high in the sky. Afternoon, it's setting. And at night, it's set. So again, let's go through the words. When, now, later, past, future, will, finish, not yet, yesterday, today, tomorrow, day, time, for, morning, noon, afternoon, night. You might be wondering how to remember time signs. One thing that might help you to remember is if you keep in mind this phrase. The past is behind us. It's in the past. The future hasn't happened yet. It's in front of us. It's ahead of us. But today, the present is right here. And that's why we call it the gift. It's our gift right now. It's a present. So remember that for your ASL grammar, when you're signing time-related signs, it will be location-based. In the past tense, the location will be in the back. Yesterday, the present, for signs that are in the present, it's happening right now. So today, now. And for future signs, they'll move forward. Tomorrow, tomorrow. And now, our deaf culture note. Some things that are important to keep in mind when you're dealing with deaf people is that deaf people can't hear what's going on in the environment around them. That means that they get their information only through their eyes. And so two things that we will discuss are eye gaze and its importance. Make sure when you are dealing or signing with another person who's signing that you use your eyes to connect. Make sure that you have that eye contact. If you look away, a deaf person feels that they are not valued enough for you to pay attention. So make sure you do that. And secondly, it's important that you know about what is called shared attention getting. Meaning that deaf people usually use this when they are interacting with another deaf person. If I am signing to another deaf person and I see something that's happening behind that person, maybe an accident or something else is going on in another location, I will let that person know what's going on right now and I will tell them to look so that they can look behind them and see and know what's happening. That is sharing information. And if a deaf person, two deaf people are walking, chatting, going along, and say, I see a pole, that we are walking towards, I will let that person know and pull them aside gently so that they don't hit that pole. So we use that information sharing with each other to let each other know what's going on. So it's really good to know about that when you're dealing with deaf people in the ASL community. Okay, now today we're learning about time, and it's time for exercising. Come on, get up. Really, get up. A clock has how many hands? 2. And you have how many hands? 2. Ah, perfect. So we are going to exercise like a clock. Are you ready? First, 12. 3, 6, 9, and back to 12 again. Now, the opposite. Let's go counterclockwise. 9, 6, 3, and 12. Yay! And now we're going to learn a new kind of sentence called time, topic, comment. Meaning that the first part of the sentence will be time related. Could be yesterday, tomorrow, in 2 weeks, next month, last year. You begin your sentence with the time sign. Secondly is the topic, which could be cat. You're cooking. It could be going to school. And then the last is the comment, what you're saying about that topic. For example, tomorrow I will go to the food store for gathering different kinds of canned vegetables. Yesterday, my school gave me a lot of homework, a pile, and I finished it. So those are 2 examples to give you an idea of what you can practice and learn through this lesson. It is time for eyebrow exercises. Are you ready? WH eyebrows like this. Yes, no eyebrows up like this, back and forth. WH, yes, no. WH, yes, no, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Good job. Yay! History. When we look back over the years, through time, we can see God's hands moving things together and weaving a beautiful artistic tapestry. One of the threads that we will pay attention to today is a man named Gallaudet. Thomas Hopkins Gallaudet. He was born December 10th, 1787. Thomas grew up, studied, and became a minister. But it happened that he was not in great health. He went home to live with his parents temporarily, and while he was there, he was watching the kids playing outside and noticed one girl off by herself. He called his brother to ask why that girl was alone. His brother explained that that girl was Alice, and she was deaf. Gallaudet was fascinated with this. He interacted with Alice, and he taught her how to read the word hat. When Alice's dad came home, he was amazed and excited. After a while, Alice's father, who was a doctor, hired Gallaudet to travel and search to find deaf education methods. First, Gallaudet went to England, and there he visited the Braidwood Academy. When he studied their methods, he realized that even though the deaf children were learning to speak and mouth words, but they didn't have understanding or deep thought processes. But it just so happened, through providence, that while Gallaudet was in England, he went to a lecture presented by none other than Laurent Clerc. At that presentation, Gallaudet was so impressed with Clerc's depth of thought and reason. So Clerc invited Gallaudet to go to France, and there he met Clerc's teachers, visited the school, and Gallaudet was amazed and invited Clerc to come to the United States, and together they founded the first deaf school in America. From that school and the development of ASL, the deaf in America experienced incredible freedom and empowerment and success. And that leads us to our church topic for today, which is empathy. Empathy equals inclusion and access. And what does that mean? Our God is a God of empathy. From God's meeting with Moses on Mount Sinai, all the way to the present with the Holy Spirit indwelling us, our God is compassionate and empathetic. He's involved in our struggles. He takes on our pain. He fights our causes. Christ himself took on our flesh to become cursed for us. In exchange, we took on his righteousness. Naturally, our God is the perfect example of empathy. And through Christ and his empathy, we experience freedom and empowerment. Thomas Gallaudet, he knew God's love. He had seen Christ's example, and that was his motivation. It is well documented that Gallaudet himself wrote many articles, books, and you can still read them today. Gallaudet loved God, and that love that God showed Gallaudet, he passed on to the deaf community. Gallaudet took on the natural communication of the deaf to communicate God's love. And through that, taking that form of communication led to the freedom and empowerment of the deaf community. Gallaudet's son, Edward Minor Gallaudet, followed his father's example, and that led to the founding of Gallaudet University. Second Corinthians 5 verse 21 says, God made him, Jesus, who had no sin, but took on our sin, became sin for us. In exchange, his righteousness was given to us. Wow, that is perfect empathy. The Bible teaches us that God made us with a purpose, and that he did curse the earth, but in hope. And our satisfaction comes from him. The world teaches the opposite. Satan's lies continue to this day. He says, did God really say that? You don't need God. We are progressing and improving, and we must strive to advance ourselves and become like God because we can. But that leads to death and heartache. In a future lesson, we'll learn about how the world's philosophy has impacted the deaf community and caused a lot of pain and destruction. This week, go ahead and watch a film produced by Gallaudet University. It's really good and enjoyable to watch. It's about Gallaudet's life. Your assignment for this week is write 10 questions in ASL Gloss with English translation. Write 5 time, topic, comment sentences. Practice your sentences in front of a mirror. Make sure you're watching for your facial grammar. Find a signing buddy and ask them, time now what? The answer could be that it's morning, noon, afternoon, or night. Whoever's cooking in your house, you can ask that person, eat when? The cook can reply with later, now, tomorrow. Watch the film on YouTube, America's Founders, Friends of the Deaf. And lastly, ask God to reveal his empathetic nature to and through you. Let's review all of the words that you have learned today plus in the past. Hands, eyes, mouth, ears, you, me, he, she, it, we, they, dad, mom, boy, girl, brother, sister, kids, child, children, adult, adults. My turn, your turn, mine, name. How, sign, I love you. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Who, what, box, ball, car, doll, book, food, candy, cookie, bike, clothes, shoes, like, want, for, have, need, yes, no, not, don't want, don't like, where, from, here, there, go, go, or go, stay, inside, outside, home, house, room, basement, farm, church, store, school, library, understand, don't understand. Ready? Again, please, thank you. When, now, later, in the past, future, will, finish, not yet, yesterday, today, tomorrow, day, time, morning, afternoon, night,